We're gonna change out that AC right now. This one you see how to burn up control board. The unit was hit with lightning, and it also is, the compressor is welded, so we need a new AC unit. What you do, turn off the 110 power. My breaker's over there, already turned it off. Turn off your 110 power, disconnect your 12 volt to your battery, and then you're gonna disconnect it out of here. You'll see the connectors. Just disconnect your 110, undo these screws, pull it out, disconnect all the connectors, and then disconnect this connector. I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of the way. We're gonna take all of these screws off. Now, take these 3/8" bolts out. There's 4 of them. Now, be ready when you take these out. This metal piece might want to fall on your head. So, if you pull the last one out, be ready for it. Alright, we got that out of the way. Now, we're left with our open hole here. Our AC up top. It's not connected anymore. And we gotta go pull that off and put the new one on. Nah, it's more than enough. I'm used to having less. Now back inside, we will put this piece back up. Try to remove a lot of this old tape and retape all this. Put this back up here. There we go. And then you do want to finger thread these in to begin with. And these are supposed to be 45 foot-pounds. The way they used to tell you to do it back in the day was compress the gasket seal to 1/2 inch thickness. And on some of these AC units, you'll still see the little white tabs on the gasket that indicate where that 1/2 inch is. Come on, go in there. Screw these in a little bit. If you don't have a torque wrench, you can tighten these down to where that inner gasket, I'll bring the camera up here and show you, is tightened down to a 1/2 inch all the way around. It looks like it starts at probably 3/4 inches, so you're giving it a 1/4 inch of compression all the way around. And as long as it's all tightened down evenly, you're gonna be good to go. Alright, so there's your gasket. Alright, it should come pre-installed on your new AC. And it's about 3/4 inches right now. We're going to tighten this down until this is 1/2 of an inch all the way around. Just make sure it's all evenly tightened and everything's centered. And you're ready to put the control board back in. New control box. So you can see all the plugs are same as the old one. They're plug and play. The plugs only fit in one spot. These don't necessarily matter which one goes in which. It's for the furnace. And then you got your plug that goes into the upper unit, and then your 110 connection. So you do have to take the cover off of this. It's 4 screws. Take the screws out, which I already did. And then you can see inside. Alright, so we've got our 3 wires for 110, our ground, our hot and our neutral. And yeah, that should be only 3 wires you need to hook up. You gotta run your 110 wire through here, hook it up to these, and then tighten this down. So let's go ahead and do that. Now the power should be off already, of course. I know I said that to start, but it bears repeating. So we're going to feed all of our wires through here. So we put the 110 wire, fished it through first, and we're going to tighten that down so that's not going anywhere. Alright, so we fished our 110 wire through there. Power is off. And then we tighten this down so it's not going to move. And then we are now going to connect from our control board, our white to our white, our ground to our ground, and our black to our black. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. And the ground. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. Then we're gonna hook the furnace wires up, which will be these two. Let me show you this. So our thermistor here plugs in, runs up, and you stick it into the coils in here. Let's see if you can see that. Where's it at? Right there, you can kind of see it. You just shove it into the coils there, about center, about a quarter of the way up, and then we're gonna hook our two thermostat wires to our thermostat spot. And then we are going to hook our thermostat wires up right there. And then we have this left. I don't know if I can do this with one hand. We're going to set the phone over here. And then we will plug, oh Lord. We'll plug this from our upper unit into our control board. It only goes in one way. Alright, so everything looks hooked up. Let's turn it on. we've got it running. Compressor's kicked on, it's blowing cold, everything's working great. I'm gonna turn it off, and I'm gonna put all this stuff back where it's supposed to go. The 10 connections down. There we go, box is closed. We're gonna put the screws back in. Put our screws back in to hold the control board in place so it doesn't bounce around if they travel. And put our wires back up in here. Now, the last thing I need to do is I need to tape off this inner plenum area and make sure that this section is sealed off from this section. So this interior wall right here, I'm going to add ducting tape at all the creases and make sure that we have a good seal in there. Alright, so let's do that. Alright, so it'd probably be easier to do this before you screw this back in, but here's what I'm talking about. This tape here, this is some of the old tape. So we're going to go over that and we're going to tape there. It's kind of hard to see. Right here where this baffle meets the RV wall. We're going to add some tape there. Up along that area there, and just make sure all the corners are where the wires come through here. See, I'm going to tape this off too to make sure no air is blowing into the roof cavity. And yeah, so we're just going to tape that up, and that's the last thing that you got to do.